Dynamite.
For the most part, hey, this is the segment, things we forgot to tell you last week. This is our favorite segment where we kind of, go over things we forgot to tell you last week. And literally, as we were getting off the stream last week, it came out that, that Twitch got hacked. And it got hacked in a way that not that people's profiles were made vulnerable, which if it hasn't been disclosed to us, but it was done by a hacker group, and they were able to get what the information they were able to get was basically the financials for the people on Twitch. Now, I do feel some type of way about posting this, but the reason why I'm okay with showing this is for two reasons. One, if you can see how many subscribers someone has, you just multiply that by 5, and you can literally see every time someone donates to them in their chat. So it is almost public displays, but it's not a roundabout thing. But Eric, how much money do you think some of the top Twitch streamers are making out here?
There's some people out here probably making $500,000, $1 million a year. Easy money. I mean, PewDiePie, if you think about PewDiePie, he's still a legend. He's still streaming.
Yeah, but that $500,000, you might want to kick that up to some solid millions, because we have the top 20. We have the top 25 here, and I don't know how well y'all can see this, but we'll zoom in if need be.
Control plus for real.
Control plus. Let's see.
If you go back to the original story,
So we got
9.6 million for Critical Role.
Yeah. They're making good money. These people are not struggling by no means. Maybe the other screen was better. Hold on. No, it was pretty much the same size. But basically, I'll read it out to you guys and I'll make it bigger. But basically, at the top of the list, and I don't know who this person is. I don't know who any one of these people are till I get to number 4.
And you can't control plus right here?
I don't think so, because I have my other programs open and it's attached to a key. So let me see. Nope, but I can probably make this side bigger. But ultimately, I can read it off to you guys and it'll be bigger in a sense. Critical Role is making $9 million. $9.6 million. That is so much money. So much money. And this is a combination of ad revenue, donations, subscriptions, the whole 9 yards. Something, I don't know any of these. XQC, Cal, these names are so fucking weird. Maybe what we need, Eric, is to have a weird name and people will watch us. I don't know.
Yeah, the identity booth isn't weird enough. So.
The identity booth isn't weird enough. Sifu, I know him. He's a gamer. Nick Merce, I also know him. He's a gamer. Ludwig is a variety streamer. Tim the Tap Man is this fat guy. He hates being called a fat guy, but he is that's the only way you can describe him. He's a fat guy with a bunch of tattoos. Tim the Tap Man. So I know some people in the top 10, but it's just this could be us, y'all. This could be us one day, and it just makes me smile. It makes me happy to see the opportunities are available to us. So, hey, we could dream. Eric, where do you think we would rank on this list? Because I looked this up.
I'm trying to think. We probably rank somewhere in the bottom quartile. Down in the bottom quartile.
We're in the bottom 8%, and
yeah,
we're in the bottom 8%. But there's some good news. People who make it to the top 20%, the 20th percentile, lower 20th percentile, make $52,000 a year playing the game if they stream at least 8 hours a day. So as long as you stream 8 times a day, you will make $52,000, which is the median income for Americans right now.
So sitting at home, having fun, playing your video games, you can make just as much as if you were sitting in a cubby, getting whipped by massa all day. Telling when you can go to the Tinkle, when you can go to the water cooler, when you can go have that spam sandwich break.
It's something to think about. It's definitely something to think about. So that's just something.
I already thought about it. I'm sold. Where do I sign up?
Shoot. Well, this is one place you can sign up. Hey, if you have a Playboy subscription, you might have been shocked to see last month's issue.
Oh my goodness.
And I have to say something. This dude is strikingly strikingly handsome. Like I caught myself off guard. Like, damn, he's pretty as fuck.
No.
He's pretty as fuck.
There you go. Correct word. Pretty.
I was like, why
that's a pretty human.
Why is he so good looking? Like I was baffled by this, but this is
lighting, makeup, angles. But this guy is getting older. I remember when this dude was he's 23.
And
23,
he's doing good for himself. I was thoroughly impressed with this. Like, but there is some controversy behind this for whatever reason because if you're a manly man, you still buy Playboy. Like, hey, for all y'all don't know, Booty Talk 34 is on XX videos for free right now. It's the best of the best. I don't know why you waste your time on this, but hey, people are putting their energy into this, and I don't know, like, what are your thoughts on this? Do you feel like Playboy is pandering here, or I mean, what's
Yes, this is an absolute pandering job. This is men buy Playboy to look at women. If men wanted to buy a magazine to look at men, it's called Playgirl. So, don't pander. Are you going to now? Listen, I think it's completely fair if they put Caitlyn Jenner on the cover of Playgirl. That would be, then I would think it would be acceptable. Or Sydney Starr or Miss Nevada. If you put them on the cover of Playgirl, we sold. No more words from me.
Caitlyn Jenner made Women of the Year, made the cover of Women of the Year as her first year as a woman. So it's,
and is that not offensive?
I mean, it depends on if it depends on who you are and where you're coming from. Like, if you're a woman,
there's a lot of hard-working women
out there for sure. So, absolutely. So, like, if you're a woman who put your whole life's work into, like, trying to acquire that title to put on your resume, and then a trans woman came out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, but
Heero, I'm just saying we got women that hang out with us bums that are out here saving veterans off the street and getting PhDs and the whatnot. You know what I mean? And this person's first at bat, they get the grand slam. I'm salty about that. That's
Woman of the Year. But like, ultimately, like, any dude that really has an issue with this, I guarantee you they don't have a Playboy subscription. Furthermore, too, Playboy is really just used for advertisement salesmen. They sell a bunch of like that voodoo shit, like what's gonna make your dick hard, Viagra. Like almost 60% of their ad revenue is straight make my dick harder. So I'm okay with this because Playboy isn't for me.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
I didn't even know they. I mean, they're not even in print anymore. It's strictly online, so it doesn't matter. No one's looking at that.
But good on this dude. Like I said, just like not distracting.
You don't know this person's pronouns here, or this person.
No, he's a gay man.
Oh, okay. Well, then this guy.
Yeah, kudos on him. I don't know if this is this what I think it is. And the video didn't load. Oh yeah. So a few days ago was Indigenous People Day, and Gregg Popovich actually went in on this, so we're gonna listen to Pop real quick.
Hold on. Before you play this video, did you see the meme of Elizabeth Warren going around on Indigenous Peoples Day?
No, but I'm assuming. Oh my God!
Bad. It was just a picture of her in her senator pose with the little Hillary Clinton suit on, and the meme was her face smiling. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day.
Sounds about right coming from her, to be honest.
No, somebody just made the meme just because your boy called her Pocahontas.
That racist idiot. All right, let's see what Pop has to say.
You mentioned that, but it made me think a little bit beyond. I think the proclamation was obviously appropriate, important, needed, and all those sorts of things, but I'm a little confused about our city and why it's Indigenous Peoples Day / Columbus Day. Columbus. I mean, he initiated a New World genocide. That's what he did. And beginning with him and what he set in motion and what followed meant the annihilation of every indigenous person in Hispaniola, which was Haiti and the Dominican Republic today. That's what he did. He took slaves, he mutilated, he murdered, and they're gonna say slash and honor him. Well, I got to give the San Antonio Independent School District a little bit of credit because at least they added Indigenous Peoples Day along with it, and that's a step in the right direction. But what the hell is Alamo Heights thinking? It's Columbus Day. That's why they're off on Monday? Maybe there's something I'm missing and I'm ignorant, but it makes me feel like they're living in a phone booth and they're educating our kids. Columbus Day?
Yo, can I just say, like, Popovich ain't no slouch. Like, I have the utmost respect for this dude. He's no slouch by no means, but his inherent knowledge of the surrounding areas, like he knows the high schools like the back of his hand.
He's
like,
lived there over 20 years. Better.
I'm just thoroughly impressed with him. But obviously, I'm in agreement with Pop here. Like, the fact that the Biden administration didn't even want to delineate, their reasoning is they don't want to whitewash it or make it go away. They want people to know, like, this dude was bad and we're going to push forward with the ideas. So I'm okay with that delineation, but I don't know, Eric, what do you think?
Super woke to me. So, I mean, I agree with him on this point, though. I do. I think, it's ironic that Indigenous Peoples Day and Columbus Day are one and the same. We got all kinds of smallpox blankets, Trail of Tears. This is a bunch of foolishness. Like, this guy, Columbus, was one of the biggest murderers, enslavers, rapists in the entire history of Western civilization. And we have immortalized this fool with his own special day in America. For all the people who do not think America is racist, it's stuff like this that people on the left call America racist. So, I mean, while I tend to want to be hanging out with my people on the right, I can't on this issue because this is clearly an issue. You'll give me Juneteenth, but you'll leave Columbus Day. I would have rather you taken away Columbus Day and I could have skipped Juneteenth. It's a Texas thing anyway. I'm just saying.
Hey, Eric, I mean, it's the GOAT. He said it. He said what he said. I'm not going for what are you going to say to Popovich? Like, for all y'all that don't know, the Smash community is happy/angry as a person who's no longer part of the Smash community, just because that game is so disappointing now. The final character for DLC has come out, and it has been announced that the final character is going to be Sora. For all you that don't know, Sora is from Kingdom Hearts, which is an OG game.
Oh, I know this. I know Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts is an OG game. But the biggest complaint, Eric, that people gave for this fighting game, Smash Ultimate, is that there's too many anime sword characters. Now, Eric, taking one look at this character, can you tell me what you think this dude looks like?
This dude looks like a Japanese cartoon with the key, which I'm sure he swings and hits people. There's a little chain there, so I'm sure he rips it out and smacks him with the key and swings it around or something like that. I haven't played the new.
So Eric, without even playing it, understands that this is just another anime sword character. So somehow, some way, the community's upset and mad because you know who should have gotten that spot? Crash Bandicoot, Goku, a plethora of
Crash. What? Crash? Yes.
Yeah,
I would have taken. Who else did you say?
And Goku.
Goku? No. That's just not fair. No, I'm not.
I mean, they would have power scaled him. They would have power scaled him accordingly. But it's just annoying to see that we have these awesome characters, and we went for another anime sword character. I'm disappointed. I stopped paying for the DLC after I got Banjo-Kazooie because that was from my childhood. But
Banjo-Kazooie, let's go.
Yeah, so it was just like blah, 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 blah. But yeah, that's a story. I'm moving on. Just disappointing. Just disappointing. The morning fan rage at drunk pool intruders who broke legs on flume threatens to sue water park. That sentence makes no sense to me. But basically, these two people.
Okay, on the flume. Okay.
What's the flume?
So the flume is like it's like it's one of those rides that you get in that you sit in and it's kind of like the log ride, but it's a little
but it's down the tube. Okay, I see.
Yeah, but it's done. And so they were drunk. But what happened was, so it's they were in the tube, and these people were drunk. First of all, you broke in to the water park.
You broke in. That's the first part.
You broke into the water park, drunk out of your mind. You climb up to the top of the ride. You turn the water on.
Well, you figured that out.
How you know how to do that is a problem. Then you climb up, go down. You're traveling 20, 30 miles an hour, feet straight, and there's a iron wall, and you break your legs. And now you're both in a wheelchair. And you bled, and you sat there until the next day when people came and rolled down the iron gate, and you slid into the pool, and then they called the people to come get you. I say they're even.
There's something ubiquitous about this because she's a 46-year-old grandmother. She doesn't look 46, but with this behavior, you just makes you wonder, like, what a fling with her boyfriend. Like, I don't know if they're living right or living wrong, but they want to sue, but apparently, like, the judge won't even let this go to court. And I think you're saving some taxpayer money for stopping that.
Hey, listen to your comment. You said, are they living wrong or living right? We know one thing. They ain't living upright no more.
Ooh. Clap that up. Yeah, good joke. Drop a bomb. Drop a bomb on that. You goddamn right. Eric.
Heero just knows what button to push.
Eric, tell me something. Tell me what your feelings are on Joel Osteen.
I am not a fan of Joel. He's a nice man. Absolutely nice man. I can't listen to him preach. I just find it to be absolutely boring, fluff, and I am not a fan. But he does good work in the city of Houston. He employs a lot of people, and quite a few minorities. All that stuff I can get with. He'll wait for you after church and talk to you and pray with you. He's got a good reputation among his congregants, but this kind of stuff on the screen brings me pause. Huge pause. You're supposed to be an example, my man. You're supposed to be an example. Why does the church, first of all, that brings all the tithes into the storehouse so there'll be meat in mine house, saith the Lord, need $4.4 million in a forgivable PPP loan? It's because you're running your church as a 501c3. It's a not-for-profit business. Number B, you don't got to report most of these misgivings to the IRS because they're not auditing you. It's real fishy how the business running. Now, why do you need $4.4 million in forgivable PPP loans as a church? How is the church insolvent? You are in the old Compact Center, sir. What is the issue? I'm not understanding.
Man, to be honest, it's just like, hypocrisy is one hell of a job. But what makes you like this? Like when you're going back to give this money back, like what's your excuse? You mean to tell me you couldn't find no developmental places to fix? You couldn't find no developmental things to do? Like you coward because you couldn't spend the money on yourself. Like there's hundreds of people in your congregate or people who want to be part of your congregation that you could have done something for, but because you couldn't do anything with it for yourself, you opted to give it back. And I feel like that's the shameful part. They couldn't find a way to make use of this money in the community, so they had to give it back. And that means people who needed it in the community didn't have access to it, and that's crazy.
Well, you're a church. You it's not like you got it's listen, I worked for a couple churches. Most of the time that I spent during the day was ticky-tack work. I mean, I was doing outreach and community stuff and editing videos and developing a website. Like that stuff doesn't require that much time. Like you couldn't get out here in the community and make a good use of that $4.4 million, especially in a city like Houston. They got just the biggest homeless problem as we got here. Mm-hmm. When I was hungry, you fed me. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was sick, you came and visited me. Ain't that what it say? I know that's what it say, and I know the man who said it. But you can't get out. You can't get out with the $4.4 million and do whatsoever you do to these, the least of my brethren, you do unto me also. So you sat on that $4.4 million instead of going out here and handling up in the streets. I don't know. I'm just.
Hey, you guys let us know what you think about this, but ultimately, it's just tragic. But when it rains, it pours, right? The French report 330,000 children victims of church sex abuse in the Catholic Church.
Jeez Louise, are we surprised?
I am surprised from 2 points. It's the fact that all the Catholic churches in the France territory aren't burning to the ground, right? Uh-huh. Because the one thing you'll hear people say over and over and over and over and over again is protect the children, save the kids, do whatever. Like people are literally losing their shit right now because of kids wearing masks. But the moment and like they'll say stuff like so and so's a pedo, so and so is this, so and so's a predator. Here go some predators. Go get your pitchforks and you're fired.
They're not finna.
Burn them to go for these people. But and that's the stuff that be bothering me. It's like everybody got a plan till they get slapped in the mouth. Then all of a sudden they want to talk. Nah, keep that same energy, dog.
Yeah, well, it's been going around for a long time, and the thing is, these people have so much power politically and so much money that they make this stuff go away. This, unfortunately, I think will be in the news for a couple weeks, and then it's going to be a big fat nothing burger because they're going to make it go away. The reputation of the quote unquote universal church is not going to be besmirched by some French report coming out. And which news outlets? Please tell me this is it seems like it's an AP article, but what outlet is this?
It's the AP News.
Oh, it's AP News and an AP article. Perfect. No, I think 330 over what time span?
70 years.
70 years and 330,000 lives ruined because this antiquated model of making men live an ascetic lifestyle and abstaining from any quote unquote worldly pleasures, even though they ride around in a multi-million-dollar car and they wear a $50,000 robe and they got glitter jewelry and chains, bracelets, and they be dazzled from head to toe. Get paid to speak at places, but they can't have sex with a woman. Can't lead about a wife and have children. Change the stupid rule and let biology be biology. See, these people are around nothing but grown men all day long, and the only thing they're exposed to, the only people that they have close contact with are these little children, and they begin to get attached and build unnatural affection, and then they ruin somebody's life because you don't want to change your rule. It's stupid. It's stupid.
There's obviously a settlement that's going to be coming through, so we'll learn something more about it, and we'll see what happens to all of this. Like, it's just a tragic situation. Condolence goes out to the victims, pretty much, man. There's an interesting story here. All right, so in Idaho, right? Yep. In Idaho, there's a lieutenant governor who's a Republican, and there's a governor in Idaho who's also Republican, but they're sort of at odds with each other. So anytime the governor leaves the state, there's some arbitrary law that makes it that the lieutenant governor gains control over the whole state. And whenever this happens, she loses her shit and starts just making weird mandates. Do we got a second to watch this?
I mean, we got a couple.
The latest dust up between Idaho's Republican Governor Brad Little and its Republican Lieutenant Governor Janice McGeachin happened this week when Little went to Texas.
And it's time for the Biden administration to wake up.
To stand with Governor Greg Abbott and others to blast the Biden administration's handling of the southern border.
Real quick, he said the governor went out there to go stand with Governor Abbott. Governor Abbott ain't standing for shit. Okay. I ain't shit. I'm sorry. That was horrible.
While Little is considered a strong conservative, but more mainstream,
he got in a freak accident. A tree fell on his neck. Literally.
A tree fell on his neck? Does that mean he can answer the question that no one hears a tree when it falls? Because he clearly didn't see it coming. Okay, I'm sorry. No,
it said if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear that the intention of the joke is, or the philosophy question is that it hits the ground. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, the only sound it was make, he wouldn't hear it because he would have been unconscious.
Do you saying the sounds that he heard? So the only sound he probably heard was snap, crackle, pop? Now he can talk to the world? Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
that's
he
the
did
last
not
one.
hear any
That's the last one. I'm sorry. Okay, back to the.
Hey man, you used to live in this state, man.
Hey, I'm sorry.
On his name. Put some respect on my governor.
I'm not putting no respect on Hot Wheels names.
And elected separately is aligned with the far right wing of the party, seen last year holding a gun and a Bible in a video that criticized coronavirus restrictions.
We recognize that all of us are by nature free and equal.
She's running for the top job next year, presumably against Little, and in a bold move, citing a clause in the state constitution, used his absence to seize temporary control of the state and issue a controversial executive order banning schools from mandating COVID-19 vaccines. She made a similar move months earlier, banning masks in public buildings, while Little attended a Republican conference in Tennessee. McGeachin also inquired about mobilizing the Idaho National Guard and sending troops to the Mexican border. All these actions later rescinded by Governor Little.
Our Constitution states that when the governor leaves the state, all duties that
Look at her
apply
eyes.
to the office
She
of
is
the
crazy
governor
as shit, bro.
then fall to the lieutenant governor.
Little has never mandated masks, but has allowed counties and schools to make their own decisions. On vaccines, he's banned state officials from requiring proof of COVID vaccinations, but he didn't specifically call out schools. McGeachin tweeting that her executive order fixed that. We caught up with McGeachin outside her office.
But you know what you're doing. You're running for governor, and when he leaves town, you're issuing these orders. You're undermining what he's doing when you're doing this.
You know, I'm not going to talk anymore to an activist. If you're asking me fair questions as a reporter, then that's fine. But if you're going to be an activist, I'm
not being an activist. But what do you say to your critics who say that this is absurd?
Again, you're being an activist. I am not anti-vax. I am not anti-testing of COVID. We know a lot of people that are suffering from this right now, but I am very much against having.
She's so weird in the sense that she's not anti this, anti that, but you made laws to block all those things. What you say doesn't match what you do, so that you're a hypocrite. Like, she's just a weirdo. But I don't know, Eric. What do you got to say on her?
I find it odd that the governor, I get what's at stake, but I would much rather have a lieutenant governor who is a Democrat that I can fight with than to have this from my own party.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
But this is actually to his advantage because she's running for governor thinking that she's doing things that are going to make the people happy while alienating her party.
Yeah.
See, this guy can say, I was fair, I was equitable, I gave people choice. Those people of you that are on the left, I gave people choice. I didn't go hard one way or another. This person wants to go hard all the way. So much so to make you completely uncomfortable. Now, I don't have a problem I don't have a problem with people wear masks. I don't have a problem with people don't wear masks. But right now, I got my mask on. You know why? Because people getting enterovirus, they getting the COVIDs, they getting what else? They getting strep, the regular flu B. I was like, all this stuff going around. I like, you know what? I'm good. I'm finna protect my airway. So y'all can do what y'all want to do. That's just my thing, and I don't like this undermining of the person who asked you to come stand beside him and work. It's so janky, and even I think most Americans can agree with it. No matter what side of the aisle you on, hey, you got to be loyal to the one you're supposed to be with. Period.
No, for sure. That's the part. And you did it while he was gone. Like you didn't want to sit down and have a conversation. You waited till he left. That's cowardly shit, man. It's cowardly shit.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But you want to know something else that I don't like? This is like, so the liberal left, they tend to do shit like point at Fox News and say they are the problem. Well, there's nothing liberal about AT&T. They're actually pretty shit. But AT&T has secretly been funding one of the most extreme news networks in the country, OAN. 90% of OAN's funding comes from AT&T after a lawsuit from the whole thing with the ballots being thing by Dominion. So that came out in this news article, and I just find it to be crazy that AT&T would want to create this type of commotion. But why would they want to create this type of commotion? Because if they're focused on the thing in the corner, they don't see the thing that's about to hit them in the face.
I don't like AT&T, so I'm okay.
Go ahead.
Nah, I really don't care about AT&T. I hope their stock dips so I could buy it.
I mean, AT&T's a steady. It's always gonna be. I think it's 27. Is there steady? It's at 23 right now. I bought in at 24 again. I'm gonna buy the dip again, but AT&T is never gonna hit past 30. You buy AT&T for dividend purposes. Period. You don't buy AT&T for anything else other than their dividends. 52 cents per share. Get fucked. I own 20 shares. I love AT&T. But yeah, that's Money Hero versus this hero. This is actually a pretty interesting story here. So me and Eric both had to read this story like 4 times and go to 4 different sources to find the story. But basically, a bunch of news articles, reputable news sources, were misquoting a talking point and not fact checking. And this is why it's so important. It doesn't matter if they're for the left or right. You always have to fact check. And me being a person who came from HBCU school, I was just able to simply call up to my school and ask them about the budgeting plan. And once I heard their budgeting plan in reality, I was able to then push that forward and start looking for certain keywords, which is basically a misunderstanding of how the funding is cut. Based on what we know, there's 2 Democrats and like 13 Republicans holding up this bill. But for people to say that is like the Biden like cut this goes way deeper, and it's almost disingenuous to make an argument of such if you understand the politics of the situation. But this was very enlightening because I'm always, if my kids want to go to HBCU, I'll pay for that. That PWI shit, you on your own. Hey, get it like everyone else. I don't know. How did you feel about this, Eric?
Yeah, I've read several articles. The one we were talking about earlier was from Black Enterprise, and they go into about how the funding was cut. Then I read another one from somewhere else, was the USA Today, about it being a little bit less than that. So the Black Enterprise says 43 billion. The USA Today one says 30 billion. This one says there's pretty much nothing going on, but if you read it, the fiscal year monies that were allocated, the fiscal year 2022 monies and the 2023 monies don't add up to $45 billion. I'm just saying. Now, the person that you talked to at the HBCU, that's purely anecdotal. I think we need a little bit more time. We need to let this bill pass if it passes, and then we'll actually find out how much money they got. But the one thing that I want to say, either way, to all the people who are on the Let's Go Brandon train, where you at? I want to hear what you got to say. This don't look like building back better to me. This don't look like building back better if you're cutting that much funding, because you can't say that you for the people and then you don't show up for the people. So let's see if he puts the money where his mouth is, and he does what he's supposed to do. That's what I want to see. Because if not, it's gonna be a lot of trolling coming from your boy.
Hey, I'm always like I said, Biden has one job: just be 10% better than Trump. That's it. And he'll
that's fine. The measuring stick now.
Hey,
I mean, I don't think he has. I don't even think he has that in his bones. I really don't.
Surprisingly,
I don't think Biden could be better than Trump on Trump's worst day. Biden's bad. He's bad.
If Biden's bad, just imagine how bad Trump must feel losing to someone who's supposedly worse than him. But
I mean, hey, listen, Hillary lost to Trump. I mean, I'm just saying.
Who was voting for Hillary?
A whole lot of people.
I was
a whole lot of. Yeah, but you're a black male. Of course you didn't.
But Southwest pilot unions blames airlines for widespread cancellations. We've been sounding the alarm for about 4 years. Basically, there's a bunch of things happening right now that's causing a bunch of cancellations in flights. 1, understaff. 2, the vaccine mandate. 3, there's certain local areas that have different ordinances that make it impossible for certain planes to land. Also, climate change. And now to top it all off, there's not climate change. I mean, that's what they said in the report. I'm just telling you what they said. The more severe weather is taking a worse toll on these planes, making it more difficult for them to be maintained. So they've lost about half their fleets, and some of the older planes that were supposed to have longer half-life can't have those shelf lives because of a variety of factors. But all these things collaborating in one is causing the issue, and especially with one of the biggest travel years in travel days to happen in the near future, this spells out danger, because we had flight attendants who were literally selling out hotels because they couldn't get home. People not being able to get home for 3 to 5 additional days. So they talked about this with the mail. They talked about this with the postage stamps and stuff like that. Our infrastructure is not holding up to what our demands are in this country anymore. So we need to start making an effort with that Build Back Better plan and that infrastructure bill to make some of these things change and get better.
Nah. This is a really easy fix. Don't mandate the vaccine. Don't tell people that you're going to fire them and then not pay them out their PTO, so they take all their PTO and don't work when people need to travel. We have infrastructure problems because we have authoritarian problems. This is real simple. Give people the option to do what it is that they want to do with their life. Stop squandering your profits and using your profits to buy more stock and go buy more airplanes, hire more people, raise the wages. That's what they should be doing. It's real simple. They run a crappy business and they get surprised when they can't operate their business. And then they make it seem like you're the jerk for not showing up to work. Stupid. You get what you get. I hope your stock dumps and I'll buy the dip.
Hey, shout out real quick to my boy Bumfuzzle. Is that you,
Bumfuzzle in the building?
Bumfuzzle, what's good? What you playing right now? Bumfuzzle playing. Let's get a brief stop
New
with
World.
Bumfuzzle.
Same
thing.
Playing New World.
Oh, it's Boat. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty intelligent.
Hey.
I like it.
Bumfuzzle.
Probably just got me DMCA though.
Shout out to Bumfuzzle.
Shout out to Bumfuzzle. Hey, you come send us a shout out, we send you a shout out back, Bumfuzzle. I appreciate you coming through, man. Next topic. Hey, weren't you talking about that governor who was running for Texas?
You talking about Allen West?
Yeah. Guess what? Guess what segment we in right now, Eric? It's your favorite segment to hate.
No, it's the most racist segment on the whole show.
It's the Herman Cain Award. For all y'all that don't know, TLDR, Herman Cain was supposed to be this prolific black man who was going to succeed and help put us in the right direction.
He's a rocket scientist. Put some respect on his name.
Hey, being a rocket scientist.
He's a rocket scientist.
Being a rocket scientist didn't help him defeat COVID, and that is why he is the Herman
He's
Cain
an
Award.
old man.
Hey.
He was 70-something years
old.
old.
The TLDR. Basically, he didn't believe COVID was real. He didn't believe it, that the side effects. He didn't think he'd be a victim. He went to a Trump rally, contracted COVID, and promptly died 12 days later, which prompted a wave of people congratulating other people like Herman Cain with his namesake award. So in this instance, the ex-congressman running for governor in the state of Texas says he has COVID and expects to be hospitalized. Him and his wife are in the hospital right now. While I don't wish them any harm, I can only elaborate on this fact. This guy knew about this disease and did nothing to protect himself from it, and also went about talking about it as if he had some up. He's now taking an experimental drug, which is the antibodies, to make sure that he and his wife survive. And for all you don't know, that experimental drug isn't just given to anybody, it's given to worst case scenario people. So he's in there bad. So just so all y'all know, you might not even have to worry about Hot Wheels going against Allen West, because Allen West might not make it out the goulash.
He'll make it, bro. He's gonna be fine, dude. Here's the thing. So a little over 10, I think we're about 11 to 12% of people in this country have actually contracted the virus. At some point, the overwhelming majority of people are going to get it. This is what we know. So him getting it is just the unluck of the draw, as we'll say. But Allen West is in his 50s. I don't know if he has any pre-existing conditions.
He's in his 50s. He's a black man. Yeah, he has pre-existing conditions.
Yeah, I mean, that could very well be the case. But again, this is probably, unfortunately, one of the best things that could have happened to Greg Abbott, because, I mean, you talk about somebody that's more to the right, is to the right of Greg Abbott, is definitely Allen West.
Well, Allen West, if you can make it out of this, maybe you can figure out a way to beat Hot Wheels himself. Best of luck to you. But that goes without saying, because it's just not the people who don't want to get the vaccine. It's about the people who want to go hurt other people for getting the vaccine. Here we have a man accused of killing his brother, sister-in-law over COVID-19 vaccine beliefs. This is a QAnon individual who murdered his brother, who was a pharmacist who was been giving out the vaccines. He then stole his brother's car, drove back to his house, and proceeded to murder, I believe, his own mother. This dude is a maniac. But this is the problem when you allow anybody and everybody to just have guns out here. Because this guy was able to clean sweep, wipe out a half of his family's generation. The better half, dare I argue. And it's only because he's an idiot and went to brag about it at a gas station that we even caught this man. COVID vaccine deniers are more dangerous than you really think, because these are the people who aren't willing to reason with logic. So why would you even expect them to understand? He thought he was doing people a favor by killing them before they got the vaccine. That's what he was saying. It's just madness, right? Pure madness. So we go to the middle, we go to the far extreme. Now let's come back to a playful part for this last segment. We got our boy Kyrie, the third eye blind man. The dude who has so much vision, he can't even see how he's jeopardizing his own future. Now, Eric, if I told you I'd pay you $20 million to take a shot that has proven to hurt less than 2% of the population, because that's statistically how many people have died from COVID in America, would you take that gamble?
Nope.
well, I just remained $20 million richer. I take that gamble 3 times over because that's how many times I'm going to get the shot. Like, it's crazy to me that Kyrie has put his priorities in front of everyone else's. The NBA, this isn't a debate for the NBA. 90% of the players in the NBA are vaccinated. If the NBA was their own country, they would be the highest vaccinated country in the world. And you got to remember why they are so adamant about this, because they were the first teams in the major leagues to actually experience COVID on this scale. So it's not hard to believe why they'd be so adamant about it. It's not hard to believe why the Players Association of the NBA is like, yo, we don't want to go back to that goddamn bubble. They know what it was like. So they're definitely about that life. So basically, the Nets have barred him from working out and playing in any games where he's at home or being within proximity of the other players unless he's willing to follow one of the 2 mandates.
Is so stupid.
So he has 2 choices.
Retire. That's his only choice.
No, I mean, but the thing about it, he could just take the vaccine. He could. I mean, if he doesn't want to take the vaccine, he could just get tested every week.
He's not doing that. You know why? Because he has 200 million reasons to not do it. I wouldn't. I would just retire. I would drag it out as long as possible just to be petty, and then I would retire. This is stupid. This is stupid. We literally have science now that says vaccinated and unvaccinated alike carry the same viral loads. This came from the director of the CDC, her own words. And we have science to back this up now. Literally, we have science to back this up. So we picking and choosing which science we want to believe. I don't fool with it. It's the problem. So somebody, but again, what do we expect though from Kyrie Irving, Mr. Flat Earth?
Hey, you can't figure this shit out, Kyrie. You that smart? You can't figure this shit out?
He did figure it out, and he's making the correct decision. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna be principled, and you got enough financial resources to be a person of principle, then do that.
If he gets traded, where would he go? No one wants this type of headache.
He will retire. That's what he would do. He wouldn't even give this team this unless it was on a sneak tip. If somebody accepted him, he can't come play for Dallas.
He's such a
because Mark Cuban's is a freaking Nazi. I refuse to go to the Mavericks game this year. I will not go to a Mavericks game.
Did you just compare Mark Cuban to a Nazi, but sat over there and applauded Hot Wheels? Cool.
Yeah.
Something that's interesting to me is that fact that Kyle Rittenhouse lawyer is trying to use the hunting laws in Wisconsin to get him off of his.
Good for him. Hey, that's good. That's what you pay an attorney for. A round of applause for that attorney.
I hope that lawyer gets paid significantly well, and he still serves his full term sentence, because I don't even think he's trying at this point. Like, they're making arguments to make so that the protesters are called rioters instead of protesters, when the only person who was with the weapon at the scene of the crime was Kyle. So it's crazy.
Even though we have it on video, him getting swung on with a skateboard. It's an inanimate object.
After he shot someone? Yeah. Yeah.
So you think it's crazy to go after a person
who's fleeing the scene of a crime after he shot your friend?
No.
Yes.
First of all, that's already been debunked. That's already been debunked.
What's been debunked?
Kyle was running away from the scene of a crime. That's already been debunked.
He shot and killed 2 people. I mean, I don't know what side you heard, but I'm telling you the side that I heard after talking to it over with my forensic friends. He shot 2 people who approached him about being hostile in an area where he was not welcomed.
Why did they approach him?
Because this was a closed off.
No.
Are you gonna let me explain, or are you not? Are you gonna talk over me?
Why? I'm just asking. Why would you approach a man with a gun?
Because this was a peaceful protest, and they were asking him to leave because he.
What video are you watching?
Are you gonna let me finish, or are you gonna?
You can. Hey, listen.
Right.
You can say whatever you want.
Appreciate it. It was a peaceful protest that was taking part on a block party, and they said they did not want to bring the outside protesters to this protest. He said he is allowed to go wherever he wants. They explained to him that this isn't this type of scene. He got hostile. And when he was asked to leave the premises, because at this point now they were in a parking lot, and the owner of the parking lot said, I don't want you here, so they were escorting him out. That's when he shot those 2 people. And it was while he was fleeing that he mangled the third. And that was the dude that swung the skateboard. So, like,
that whole story has been debunked. And hopefully we can pull it up next week so we can show everybody that what you said.
So then what happened? How did he shoot the 2 people?
You have it correct. The people approached him. So
what's debunked about it?
The 2 people. This is the issue. He was defending someone's business.
That said he should leave.
No, not this particular place that he was. Yes, I saw the video. There are several videos. The place he was defending, those people approached him in an aggressive manner. He took off running. We see them chasing him. He falls down. He shoots one person, gets up, almost gets clucked with the skateboard, and shoots the other person.
So I'm confused. He shot someone and someone tried to subdue him after he shot him. You still said what I'm saying.
Why would you try to subdue someone who shot somebody?
He just shot your friend.
You swung on a dude with a skateboard.
Okay, Eric, you're talking about a murderer you're talking about him swinging. You're talking about a dude who swung on. He still killed 2 people. He's still a murderer.
Okay.
What about the first one?
Is it murder if you're defending yourself?
The first person he wasn't. What about the first person he murdered? The first person he shot was in the parking lot. So how do you explain that?
Where's the video footage?
So you need video footage for it to be confirmed that it was
because I saw the other 2 people get shot.
What about the eyewitness testimony that said that he was being hostile with his weapon?
Anybody can say you're being hostile.
Oh, okay, so now you don't want to be living this. Anyway, Kyle Rittenhouse is going to go to jail, and this is going to be fucking hilarious.
You're a forensic pathologist, and you're talking about anecdotal evidence. Get out of here.
Anecdotal evidence is on.
Hey, shout out to Texas Tech.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's going to jail, and when he goes to jail, I'll be here to remind you that I was right. That's as simple as that.
Listen. If he goes to jail, that'll be bunk. Super bunk.
Okay. A murderer goes to jail and you're mad about it. Got it. Cool. Hey.
Yeah. I didn't say mad. I just said it's bunk.
I mean, okay, what does bunk mean?
Trash.
So you're mad about it?
I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying it's trash.
All right. Hey, Dean Cain, the worst Superman on TV, is mad that DC is making Superman's son, who's the new Superman, gay.
You expect?
And
you expect?
I guess Dean Cain needs to pay off some alimony or something. So let's just hear what he has to say real quick.
This just massive expansion of government's role in our life, cradle to grave, sun up to sundown.
Oh wait, this isn't even the article.
Government is going to be more involved. Janet Yellen.
Oh man, that's the bait and switch.
Oh, here it is. Oh wait, no, it's actually here. That's crazy. They're talking about money, but then Dean Cain.
The Treasury Secretary wants to use it to hire an army of IRS agents to spy on Americans' checking accounts.
Now, that's about the government overreach. This has
the debate over the Democrats' massive spending bill rages on as anger grows over President Biden's plan to force banks
I guess
to
this is the
report
part he shows up. Okay, here it is.
The amount of taxes that we have to pay. They were shocked at the rates, and they were shocked at the government overreach of our current government.
Okay, here we go.
Of course, in the Batman series, here's the headline. John Kent finds his identity in Superman. Son of Kal-El, Earth's new Superman comes out as bisexual. Available at comic book shops on November 9th. Having actually been Superman, having actually been Clark Kent, what's your reaction?
Look, it's hard for me to keep track of all the different Supermen and the different worlds and adventures that he has in the comics. But what from I can gather, it's Lois and Clark's son, John. And I don't think they said it's bold and it's a bold new direction. I say they're bandwagoning. You know, a Robin of Batman and Robin, as you mentioned, just came out as bi or gay recently, and honestly, who's really shocked about that one? I had some thoughts about that a long time ago, but a new Captain America is gay. My daughter in Supergirl, where I played the father, she was gay. So I don't think it's bold or brave or some crazy new direction. If they had done this 20 years ago, perhaps that would have been bold and brave. But brave would be having him, you know, fighting for the rights of gay people in Iran, where they'll throw you off a building for the offense of being gay. They're talking about him fighting, you know, real world problems like climate change, the deportation of refugees, and he'll be dating a hacktivist, whatever a hacktivist is. I don't know. But, you know, why don't they have him fight the injustices that created the refugees whose deportation he's protesting? That would be brave. I'd read that. Or fighting for the rights of women to attend school and have the ability to work and live, and boys not to be raped by men under the new warm and fuzzy Taliban. That would be brave. There's real evil in this world today, real corruption and government overreach, plenty of things to fight against, human trafficking, real actual slavery going on. It'd be brave to tackle those issues, shine a light on those issues. As far as, you know, I'd like to see the character doing that. I would read that comic. This one, I don't think I'll be reading. I could just watch CNN or MSNBC to get this information.
Yeah, it's...
Dean Cain, everybody. Like, I don't know where he's going with this, but this is a person.
What are you talking about?
Like, this is a weird person right here, because if you know anything about Superman, if you truly know anything about Superman and just the origins of him, you know that this is well within his character. You know that this is well within the person that Superman would plan to be. Like, that's just
the point. No, you missed the point of what he said. All he said is it's bandwagoning, and he's 100% correct.
How's it bandwagoning?
No, listen, hold on. DC's always late to the party, and so they see Marvel do it. Oh well, shoot. I guess we got to do it too. Number one, number two. But the things that he said, what do you take issue with? This isn't bold. What would be bold are some of the things that he listed.
I mean,
legitimately standing up for the rights.
That's why I say. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why as a comic book nerd and a comic book savant, I claim it. I can say that Dean Cain, who's played the role of Superman, doesn't understand who Superman is. Superman has already been about all of those things. This is something. Superman being about the salvation of people and the rights and protection and prosperity of everyone. Not just Americans.
Not the specific topics, and he wasn't talking about America.
DC 52, DC New World, DC One Age, DC New Age, DC.
You can name all this stuff off and sound like a nerd, but you need to put it in layman's terms. No
basically,
one cares about any of that stuff.
Basically, the DC comics have been written long before anyone knows about it, and DC has had these characters, and I'll show you. Tom Welling.
No, about there was Superman.
That is Superman. Tom Welling Superman. Was
and
one of the Tom Welling Superman was from Smallville. Smallville Superman was one of the first Supermans in one of their many multiverses to talk about the different types of Superman that we meet. This was the same universe that introduced a skateboarding lizard Superman as a hero. All I'm saying is that these characters have been written years ago, but Dean Cain doesn't know anything about it because Dean Cain doesn't read the comic books. There have been other versions of Superman that have expressed love and affection to be open and viewed as Elvin, but the new Superman, which is his son, is more than willing, but also show Tom Welling to show that he's a better Superman than he was, and he only got to wear the suit once. But right now, my favorite TV Superman is going to be Tyler Hoechlin, who's a beautiful and immaculate Superman. But ultimately, I say all this stuff to say that Dean Cain doesn't understand the character of Superman, and he doesn't understand.
He doesn't need to understand the character of Superman to understand that this particular version of Superman is pandering instead of addressing legitimate issues of today. You're making this.
Why can't they do both?
If they do both, then great. But it doesn't seem like that's the direction they chose. They chose to focus.
So that means you're gonna. So that means you're gonna read the next episode. That means you're gonna read the next issue.
I don't read comic books.
So you're judging a book by its cover.
I'm not gonna
judging
read
a book by its cover.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna judge that book by the cover. I'm not reading that.
Like I said, if you don't think that this fits Superman, you just don't know Superman, because this is something that would fit him.
First of all, Superman is one of the least superheroes, one of the most popular, but least like number two. What Dean said was completely reasonable. You don't have to read every single comic book to understand what's happening in this particular situation. And the big deal is, don't pander. And if you're going to go this far and only focus on the sexuality, why not actually tackle issues that matter?
Well, if you're
going to be bold and daring.
It was revealed at the end, so it wasn't the main focus of it. I actually read this issue. It's about basically the dude he's dating is going to is like this hacker who's trying to find information to help them find all these people, which have to do with like refugees, which is kind of crazy. So Dean is complaining about something that they're actually doing in the comic book, but Dean once again doesn't understand the nature of Superman.
Just gonna defend it because you're a comic book enthusiast. Just defend it, and I get it. You can be completely wrong and defend it, and I think the people on the podcast are gonna let you do that today. I think Mac actually agrees with me on this one. I mean, Mac probably don't agree with me a lot, but
no. Hey, I definitely think you're entitled to it, but Dean Cain doesn't Dean Cain would be a supporter.
No one does. No one, unless you're the fraction of the 1% that actually reads comics.
Superman's the most recognizable superhero in the world.
But how many people read the actual comic books? A fraction of a fraction of a fraction.
Superman is one of the most recognizable heroes in the world.
We're talking about the comic book. Who reads it?
Everybody. He's one of the most recognizable.
No. What percentage of the U.S. population reads comic books?
Are you talking
about a comic book? I'm just a legit question. We're talking about comic books. You said comic books.
Hey,
you asked me if I was going to read the comic book.
Superman's been famous in his comic books have been famous and popular for 80 years. You don't get that off of a whim. So,
but we're talking about reading comic books today. It's not happening. It's okay. Let's talk about J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith's back in school, baby, and he's not only back in school, he's doing better for himself as a person who's won a few championships, I think, out there in the world, to his name. He's decided to return back to school, and he's somehow, some way, gotten permission from the NCAA to play golf.
He didn't ever collect the check for golf.
That's crazy.
So the law.
I don't know what you think about this.
This should happen. If you're going back to compete on a collegiate level, you tried out for the team, you made the team, and you're competing, and you're on a pro-am circuit, and you're actually finishing he's at North Carolina A&T, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's like, man, go support your HBCU, go take your MBA, your collegiate. Well, he went straight out of high school, didn't
he? Yeah.
Josh Smith. Yeah. So go take your MBA money and your connections, and go help the HBCU system, because Biden ain't.
Hey, for what it's worth. So I have that stat for you. Of the data census from 2018, the percentage of people who read the new DC 52 comic book edition that's specifically focused on Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and the Teen Titans. Want to take a gander of the percentage of the population of the U.S. population? The U.S. population
is what I'm gonna say 1%.
You really don't think people read comic books? You can read comic books anywhere on your phone, tablet. Like, what do you think kids are doing on those tablets?
Well, we know what they're watching. They're watching TikToks.
The percentage of males ages 12 to, this goes just crazy, 12 to 53, 55.
It's wide open, bro.
Sheesh. 75% of males in that demographic,
heck no, that's
acknowledge that they read a comic book from DC 52, and based on DC's numbers they released, they can back it up because they have the comic books per viewing. A DC New 52 has over 300 million views. Like, are you kidding me? All right, but hey, that's the thing. I guess there's a lot more nerds out there. Shout out to all the nerds out there with me. I appreciate y'all.
No, just comic book weenies. I'm a nerd, but listen, I respect the people who make the art and don't make it cheesy. I happen to know a person like that, but yeah, I don't like woke comic books. I don't like pandering and bandwagony crap. Don't do that. Be original. Dare to be different.
Be original. You say be original. He makes Superman gay. Quit pandering. Okay, what's more original than that? He literally did something that's never been done before. And you talk about be original, man. Y'all,
it's not original.
Tough
it's
crowd.
Pandering.
Tough crowd.
Pandering.
Tough crowd.
Pandering.
But hey,
don't actually. Yeah, focus on his sexuality, not any real issues.
It's okay. Hey, but that's been the show. Let us know what you think about Superman being gay. Do you think he's a catcher or a pitcher? Do you think he's a center or a
that's
quarterback?
Inappropriate.
Do you
that
think
is inappropriate?
He's the top waffle or the bottom waffle? Let us know what you think in the comment section below.
Listen, for all my homosexual people, please let this man have it. That's inappropriate. That's completely inappropriate.
Hey, I'm just curious. Like, Superman, what you doing out?
But you know what? We wouldn't be having this conversation if we weren't so focused on Superman's sexuality. If we were actually focused on him saving people and the world.
He's been saving the world for 80 years. I think we could change the subject.
Yeah. So we can change the subject to focus. He's been saving the world for 80 years and it ain't saved yet. So we're gonna focus on his sexuality. That makes sense.
If it's DC-52 and before Infinite Crisis, they did manage to save that world. But like the second universe was fucked. Anyway, hey, that's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Let us know what you guys think. This has been our segment on things we forgot to tell you last week. Let us know what you think about any one of the topics or something we forgot to share with you. But for everything in between time and the meantime, Eric, where can they find us? Now, if you get in the Discord,
right here on Twitch, and if you behave, man, you could come over in the private. We do got a private Discord. We haven't offered that. But listen, we get 10 more followers on Twitch. We'll open up the booth after dark. Shoot, man, we got a couple of minutes. I ain't working no more. We got a couple of minutes. Anyway, so Twitch. Our faithful steady, YouTube, our faithful side piece. She on punishment right now, but y'all can fool with us over there. Shout out to our people on Facebook. The link tree is posted up. We like Visa everywhere you want to be.
Hey, what's up? Now, if you get in Discord, you complain. Nobody want to hear all that. You and John are getting there. Hey, y'all, we have a sub go.
We can catch the vibe, but it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line, and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down, and we can catch the vibes.